Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Marvel vs. System card game unboxing. This is for Spider Foes, part of the Verse arc, Volume 3, so Year 3, Issue number 2. So this is in the middle set. This is going to deal with more Sinister Syndicate and Spidey villains. So set number 1, this is kind of a unique arc, because set number 1 was actually the photogenic universe, which was dealing with Spider-Man No Way Home. Not No Way Home. Far From Home. When he fought Mysterio and stuff. So yeah, it's interesting because it's like you can't mix and match the decks of the photogenic with the illustrated. So usually they have them in separate like arcs. If they're gonna have the photogenic, they have it like all 3 decks together. This one had 1 deck with that, and then 2 more with the illustrated. So this set comes with the biggest enemies and greatest villains Spider-Man has ever faced. Spider Foes issue expands the already formidable Sinister Syndicate team with ghastly collections of villains including Chameleon, Shocker, and Hobgoblin. Yeah, so issue number 1 in this series or arc is photogenic. Then issue 2 is this one. Issue 3 is Webheads, which has a lot more Spideyverse characters. So we'll jump in and check this out. So we're gonna start with our first Sinister Six character. So it also makes this kind of an interesting thing, is because you have to have almost bought the previous set, the Sinister Syndicate original set, because the way the Sinister Six main characters work is you have to have 6 different main characters. So this adds more to expand upon that team, but it's actually unplayable by itself. So yeah, this will have 3 different options, and I think there's maybe some other sets here and there you can eventually be able to pick up that'll add more. But until you have 6 different characters, you can actually play this deck. But it'll add more cards to that deck, making that deck a lot better. So here we have Chameleon level 1. So you pick 6 of the Sinister Six characters. They only have level 1. Then as one gets KO'd, you swap in for a different one. It gives you lots of different options. So with the original set, you have 9. Plus there's some other ones and some other sets, like the crossover packs and stuff. But yeah, it gives you a couple different options. Blessing in Disguise. Chameleon has the printed keywords and face up. Sinister Six supporting characters on your side. So basically it becomes a copy of all other guys you have out. We have the Hobgoblin, which ferocious. 1 melee combat. Hobgoblin strikes characters without ferocious and lethal. If he would wound a defending supported character, KO it. And Shocker. Vibration Waves. Push each enemy front row supporting character on a side to their back row. To get them away. So yeah, some little bit different things to play around with that. Then we're going to jump into our villains. So, our supporting cards. So unless guys specify otherwise, they will always have 4 copies. So we have the Beetle, which I find odd they used his Mach 5 armor instead of, or Mach 1, I guess maybe it might be, rather than his actual Beetle outfit, or at least didn't have like AKA Mach 5 or whatever. Sort of a weird choice. So he has Climb. Start of the main phase, you may exhaust the location on your side. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on Beetle. Static Electrobite. Remove a 1/1 counter on Beetle, then put that many -1/1 counters on an enemy character he could melee attack. We have Trapster, who has a paste gun. Choose a defender. It is immobile until the Trapster leaves play, so it can't change rows. Hydro-Man. Man of Water. When Hydro-Man is affected by freeze, KO him. This power remains on while he is face down. So it's kind of a neat little idea. And then Fluid Tactics. If Hydro-Man would gain any amount of attack from combat, plot twist, you may have him gain that much defense instead, or vice versa. So I'm wondering so you have a little thing about this. So example, put a pocket in 3 attacks, you have 3 defense instead. It all has to be all or nothing. You can't give him a pot twist that gives him 3 and convert it to 2 attack and 1 defense. Note, when 1 counters gained from can't be converted. Okay. What I am curious about is a card like Sinister 6. So, like, this is from the original one. So it says, choose a character in combat. It gets +6/+6. So, in my thought, the way this would work, it says when it gains any amount of attack, you may switch that, or any amount of defense, you may add it to everything. So instead of him getting 6/6, you could give him 12 attack, 0 defense, or 12 defense, 6 attack. Because I assume that you could essentially treat that as one or the other. I guess that might be something you have to just decide. Maybe if it's only a +1 direction, is you can change it and not mix and match the entire abilities. Or maybe because it's 6 and 6, you have to do +6 to defense, but then +6 to attack. Like, you have to do both. So that'd be interesting to see how the other people do. So I might look that up on like Board Game Geek to see what people say. We have Speed Demon. Run like the devil. When Speed Demon attacks the first time each turn, ready him at the end of the combat. When Speed Demon attacks each additional turn, time each turn, if Grandmaster is faced up on your side, ready Speed Demon at the end of combat. So eventually we'll get Grandmaster cards. That's not someone in the set. He's one of the elders of the universe. But yeah, that's kind of neat. I always love, I said this in other sets videos too, but I love it when they have cards that reference cards that aren't in these sets, because it adds more reason to collect more sets than just, hey, I bought this one starter deck, I'm going to play it. Nope, I get more advantage from buying other cards, adding things. Like even this set by itself, I said, if you buy this, you can't play it as a deck because you only have 3 main characters. I mean, you could, but you'd be at I guess, technically you wouldn't be following the rules of having 6 characters, and you'd be at a disadvantage because you'd only have essentially 3 health instead of 6. But it's still neat that they give you reasons to buy these to add on to make better decks and do that, versus just buying this and being like, oh, I bought, the Avengers starter deck and I'm just going to use that. No, it's neat. Makes more sense to buy more and mix and match them. So I'm going to pull this one up because this has lots of tiny text. So we have Boomerang. Specialized Boomerang. Once per turn during your main phase, but not during combat, you may choose a Boomerang this character hasn't thrown yet. Choose an enemy in the front and back row character. And Bladering. Put a -1/-1 counter on each of them. Gas Ring. They lose keywords and powers this turn. Gravity Ring. They can't ready on their next turn. Razor Ring. They lose superpowers this turn. Reflexing, gauge them. Screamering, they can't strike back this turn. And Shattering, gain an equipment card on each of them. And I like it because it's a Boomerang, is it hits the front and back row characters. So it's actually really neat. We have a Hobgoblin supporting character. Nothing without the Green Goblin. Well, Green Goblin is spaced up on your side. Hobgoblin has his printed keywords and superpowers. Now, this doesn't matter if it's a Sinister Syndicate Green Goblin, or in villain version Green Goblin, or whatever, symbiote Green Goblin for you get like the Red Goblin because he's also technically a Green Goblin. He gains whatever Green Goblin, could be a leader or a main character, could be a support character. Lethal Hobgoblin defeats wounds a defending supporting character, KO it. Get Shocker supporting character, Safecracker. Turn enemy location face down. If you do, draw a card. Cover your cracks. If you turn down your face down enemy location this turn, KO a face down resource on that side. So if you can do both, you can cause some major damage. We got Tombstone. Cold as ice. Tombstone is unaffected by freeze. And hard as marble. Choosing enemy characters combat, they can't strike this combat. the Lizard, who's our final support character, who has Berserker. When Lizard attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on him. Ferocious, attacks before other Ferocious, and Regeneration. At the start of your turn, heal a wound from the Lizard. Then we're going to get some fun plot twists. So this one doesn't have a team affiliation, which I always love because it's just another thing you can add to any deck. Choose a defender on your side of combat. They gain ranged and +1 attack this combat. And that's a fun one to add into anything if you really need it. But then we do have another Sinister Syndicate plot. Teamwork makes the steam work. Ready up to 6 Sinister Syndicate characters on your side. And we have a second one. 4 copies of each of these again. Working together, how can we fail? Put a +1/+1 counter on up to 6 Sinister Syndicate characters on your side. What also makes these guys these two both fun is with the original deck, you had Mysterio, who has 2 different versions. So you have the main character Mysterio. So once per turn, you can play a plot twist from your hand as a copy of any Sinister Syndicate. So the original set only had 2. This adds 2 more plot twists for that team. You can take any single one. So you can take that gun card, the concealed gun, and turn it into this card. So that's really neat. You can turn any card. So it gives you reasons with Mysterio to add other stuff in there. And then his supporting character says plot twist on your hand, lose their team affiliations. So that gives you another reason to play other cards, because if you don't have the main Mysterio out, you can use any other cards to gain those bonuses. Then we're also going to get another special location for this team. So this will give them 2, but now this one doesn't have the wild symbols. So this just gives you extra bonuses. Says a family is a source of weakness. When you play this location, choose a face-up Sinister Syndicate main character on your side to take a hostage. And how does that work? Let's take a look. You must, if you have secret hideouts in your deck, you must bring a hostage pile, which includes 1 or more different Spider Friends supporting characters with friends and family. When you play a secret hideout, one of your main characters takes a hostage. Choose a character from your hostage pile to put it beneath secret hideout as a hostage. Your main character gets the keyword power granted by that hostage with the characters in your main row. I don't know if, top of my head, if other sets added friends and family that were outside of the Spider Friends set. Because if they did, I would assume you could use any friends and family cards, not just the Spider Friends, but it might have just been linked to them. So, for example, and these are all, these are in the other set with Spider-Man, the Spider Friends set. These are really good add-ons. Plus, there'll be other sets that have these as well. Like the next set that comes out, the web heads will have some more. But since we take Mary Jane hostage, you gain Pounce. That main character gets stunned or leaves play. Turn the secret hideout face down and set the hostage aside. It doesn't go back to the hostage pile. Similarly, an effect turns the secret hideout face down. Set the hostage aside. Once the hostage card is no longer beneath the secret hideout, it also stops granting keywords. It is possible for the same main character to have multiple hostages, one for each secret hideout that you have in play. A hostage is never actually in play. It is either in the hostage pile or beneath the secret hideout. So yeah, that's kind of fun. And there's 4 copies of it, so you could actually have all 4 copies out and have 4 different keywords. So it's a neat way, like Spider-Man, the Spider Team have this neat way of gaining all these extra keywords by playing these support characters. And the villains are basically like, you know what, that sounds like a really cool idea. Let me do that too. Alright, so if this focuses, here's our deck list, just in case you want to see that. Yeah, so this is definitely a fun set, although it really requires you to buy other Spider Friends, Spider Villain sets like the Sinister Syndicate, or potentially several other sets or another box if they come out with another set that's just these types of characters, Sinister Syndicate. You could buy that and have 3 and 3. But yeah, by itself, it's a great add-on, but it's not a great standalone set. Alright, check out the next video. See you later. Bye.